Not one, not two, but lately cameras have captured literal fleets of UFOs, and they're not from this world.
What is that, bro?
So stick around, because whatever's going on up there is getting harder to ignore.
Yo, what is this, bro? What is this?
A man flying in his private jet toward a small island had no idea he was about to witness something unreal. While looking out the window, he spotted two glowing objects moving fast across the clouds. At first, he thought they were planes, but then he noticed two F-22 fighter jets closely following them. The strange lights were moving way faster and changing direction suddenly, something normal aircraft just can't do. The man quickly started recording, but the orbs disappeared within seconds, leaving only the jets flying ahead. It was like watching a silent chase in the middle of the sky.
Yo, that's like a... What is that, bro?
UFOs over Israel. People in Israel were left completely stunned when they looked up and saw dozens of bright lights moving slowly across the night sky. In the middle was a massive glowing craft that looked nothing like a plane or drone, and around it were several smaller ones flying in perfect formation. Some said it looked like an escort, as if the big one was being protected or guided. The video quickly spread online, with people calling it one of the clearest UFO fleets ever seen. Whether it was a secret military test or something from beyond Earth, no one's sure yet. Vanishing saucer. A guy was hiking up to one of the highest spots in his city when he noticed something strange hovering far above. A saucer-shaped craft, glowing faintly in the afternoon sky. He started recording as it seemed to pick something up from the ground before suddenly shooting upward at incredible speed. Within seconds, it was gone, leaving behind a clear sky and a stunned witness. The video ends right there, with no answers, just a lot of confusion and curiosity. Sky full of lights. Back in 2018, the people of Mexico witnessed one of the most talked about sky events ever. Dozens of glowing orbs appeared out of nowhere, floating and moving in sync across the night sky. At first, many thought it was some kind of light show or drones, but the pattern and movement didn't quite match. The orbs seemed organized, almost like they were on a mission. The video spread quickly, leaving everyone wondering what really flew above that night. Blue UFOs over Maryland. People in Maryland were left speechless when three glowing blue objects appeared in the night sky. They weren't moving like planes or drones, just staying in one place, shining brighter every few seconds. Locals said it almost felt like these lights wanted attention, as if someone up there wanted to be noticed. The lights hovered for a while, then slowly faded out one by one. The clip ended soon after, leaving everyone wondering if it was a message or just another mystery. Ocean encounter. A group of fishermen out at sea had no idea they were about to witness something wild. Out of nowhere, a glowing object zipped across the sky, followed closely by several fighter jets. The fishermen grabbed their cameras as the strange craft made a sharp turn, and then, without warning, dived straight into the ocean. The jets circled above, but obviously couldn't follow it underwater. Even a few helicopters joined in, scanning the surface. The fishermen said the waves rippled like something huge was moving below. Whatever that object was, it vanished deep into the water, leaving everyone speechless. Sky parade. This couple was just working on their small farm when something unbelievable appeared above them. A massive dark craft hovered quietly in the sky, surrounded by a perfect circle of smaller glowing orbs. The smaller ones moved smoothly, almost like they were guarding the big one, or maybe following its lead. The couple stood there filming, completely speechless, as the formation slowly drifted across the clouds. The strangest part? The object stayed completely silent the whole time. It wasn't a plane, not a drone show, just an eerie, calm display that seemed way too coordinated to be random. Saucers over Mexico. A driver in Mexico was heading home when he suddenly noticed something huge in the sky. Not one, but 3 massive saucer-shaped crafts flying side by side. He quickly pulled over and started recording as others around him did the same. The objects were shining and spinning slowly, looking way too real to be drones or reflections. People stopped their cars, staring in disbelief as the crafts glided across the sky before fading into the clouds. That night, the whole city was talking about it. Russian UFO. In 1968, near Russia's Ural Mountains, something strange reportedly happened. Witnesses claimed a UFO crashed close to Berezniki, with a military unit quickly securing the area. Rumors say they recovered a disc-shaped craft and even a tiny humanoid body nearby, possibly the pilot. For years, this was buried under KGB secrecy. But after the Soviet Union collapsed, leaked documents and videos started appearing. One shocking clip showed what looked like a tiny alien from the crash, seemingly lifeless, and scientists were allegedly performing an autopsy. This proof clearly showed that the government had been hiding the truth on purpose all along. But some secrets have a way of escaping, no matter how tightly they're locked. The desert crash. Back in 1997, a strange glowing object was spotted falling from the sky near White Sands, New Mexico. The video showed it crashing right into the desert, leaving a trail of light behind. Some people said it was a UFO, while others insisted it was part of a government test, since the area is known for that. But what made it weird was how quietly the whole thing happened afterward. No reports, no cleanup, nothing. Just a crash that everyone suddenly stopped talking about. Triangle in clouds. People in Mexico were stunned when a huge triangle-shaped object appeared in the night sky. It wasn't moving, just hanging there, glowing with bright white lights underneath. The sky around it flickered as if there was some kind of energy field. A few said it looked like lightning trapped inside the clouds. Whatever it was, it stayed completely still for minutes before slowly fading away like it was never there. Carolina Merge.
What the is that, bruh?
People in North Carolina were left speechless one night after spotting 2 glowing orbs floating in the sky. At first, they looked like regular lights, one glowing red and the other a bright purple. But then something unbelievable happened. The 2 lights slowly moved toward each other and seemed to fuse into one large, glowing sphere before fading away completely. Some viewers thought it was a drone trick, while others were convinced it was something out of this world. Whatever it was, the moment it happened, the entire sky around it glowed for a second, and then went totally silent.
What the fuck am I looking at?
Sea encounter. Back in 1994, a group of researchers went out to sea off the coast of Florida for a normal study trip, but what they saw that night left them completely speechless. Around 5:30 p.m., something dark and solid, like a floating rock, hovered just above the surface of the water near their boats. It didn't make a sound, just stayed there, perfectly still. Then a few red lights appeared in the sky far away, moving in strange patterns. The group recorded everything on their old camcorder, but even after reviewing the footage, no one could explain what those lights, or that black object, really were.
Afraid they're being surrounded by friggin' UFOs.
Island UFO launch. This video shows a man hiking up a tall island mountain just to enjoy the view, but what his camera caught was way beyond anything ordinary. As he filmed the nearby island, strange glowing crafts started rising one after another from the top, flying straight into the sky. They looked organized, almost like a launch sequence. The man sounded stunned, repeating that they were coming from the same spot. Maybe it was a secret base, or maybe something else entirely. Whatever it was, it didn't look man-made. Cloud-covered craft. This 2021 video took the internet by storm after a group of people spotted something glowing among the clouds. 4 bright yellow lights appeared, moving slowly across the sky, as if the dark clouds were hiding something much bigger behind them. Some viewers claimed it was an alien mothership, while others believed it could be the rumored TR-3B aircraft, a secret project said to use reverse-engineered technology. Whatever it was, the video left everyone speechless and guessing for days. Blue Sky Trail.
Holy sh**.
A group of glowing blue lights was spotted gliding across the night sky, moving perfectly in line like they were following a set path. People thought it might be drones or satellites, but the way those lights shifted colors and stayed close together felt too unusual. Some even said they looked like something straight out of a sci-fi film, maybe not man-made after all.
Shit. Oh my god.
Strange flight. This clip from Spain has left people completely puzzled. A man exploring an old empty area started recording when he noticed something unusual moving in the sky. It wasn't a drone or a plane. It was shaped oddly, almost like a spacecraft. What's even stranger is that the object seemed to release a smaller one straight upward before slowly descending and landing behind the hills. The man zoomed in, but the main craft had already disappeared from sight. Some say it was military testing. Others think it was something not from Earth. Whatever it was, that footage looks way too real. Beam incident. This clip shows something straight out of a science fiction movie. A bright, disc-shaped UFO hovers low in the sky, and a person nearby suddenly starts rising toward it, as if being pulled by an invisible force. But then, just as it's happening, the craft seems to notice it's being filmed. Within seconds, the person is gently lowered back down, and the UFO zips out of sight faster than anything we've seen before. The whole thing looks unreal, but the timing and reactions feel way too natural to be staged. Whatever this was, it definitely left people wondering what they just witnessed. Antarctica sighting.
During a squadron mission in the Transantarctic Mountains, the whole crew saw a whole bunch of silver darting objects, and they are round.
Back in 2015, a retired Navy flight engineer shared something strange about his time in Antarctica. He said his crew once saw several shiny, round objects darting around the Transantarctic Mountains, moving in perfect groups, almost like they were scanning something. Then, during a rescue mission, they accidentally flew over a restricted area and spotted what looked like a giant opening in the ice, around 200 feet wide, sloping deep underground. Their instruments started going haywire, and soon after, officials showed up, warning them never to speak of it again. Many believe that hole hides something far more mysterious beneath the ice.
They're going over through the no-fly zone because it's a medical emergency, and what do they see? Like a huge entrance to a cave, but slanted going down. And he said, I think it was at least, Linda, 200 feet in diameter, a big hole in the ice.
Signal before visitor. Right before the interstellar object known as 3I/AT loss entered our solar system, astronomers noticed something strange. A clear, repeated signal was detected from the exact area in space where the object would appear the next day. The signal wasn't random, it came in perfect patterns, almost like someone was sending a message. When 3I/AT loss was finally spotted, some scientists began to wonder if it was really just a comet or something else entirely. Harvard's physicist Avi Loeb suggested it could be a disguised spacecraft, using the timing and location to hide in plain sight. Whatever it was, it arrived right after the signal stopped. Panama entity.
Pueden creer lo que van a ver a continuación.
In Panama, people started talking about a strange meteorite that crashed into a field and began glowing at night. A young guy who found it noticed something even weirder. When he placed a leaf on top, it started to burn like the rock was reacting. Soon, something began to grow out of it, a living, moving form that didn't seem to eat or sleep. He shared the whole thing online, showing every update. When the scientists returned it after testing, he dropped it into water to see what would happen. That's when it started expanding fast. He last showed the water splashing wildly, and his live stream ended right there. The rest is a mystery. Colombian Sphere. On March 2025, people in Buga, Colombia, spotted a glowing metal ball falling from the sky after hitting a power line. At first, everyone thought it was just debris, but when scientists took a closer look, things got weird. The sphere had no seams, no screws, just a perfect, solid surface. Inside, scans showed tiny moving parts that didn't match any known technology. Then, one day, while testing sound vibrations, the sphere responded. A faint blue light appeared from within, and one of its inner pieces shifted. The team stopped the tests immediately, but no one knows what might have triggered it, or if it's done responding. Twin drones.
A part of me is starting to maybe think, like, that red drone is someone's drone. Like, someone here putting it up, like police or something like that. And the one above it is the unidentified drones.
In New Jersey, a woman stepped outside after hearing a strange buzzing sound over her neighborhood. When she looked up, she saw two glowing drones, one red, one bright white, almost dancing around each other. She thought maybe one belonged to local authorities and the other was just a random drone flying too close. But then things got odd. The red one started shining its light directly on the white one, almost like it was trying to identify it. The white drone hovered for a few seconds, then shot upward into the clouds and completely vanished.
What the hell? Okay, something's going on. Something's going on.
The Roswell reveal.
That back in 1947, a team of archaeologists from Western Texas Tech came upon this pod, this egg-shaped craft about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
After decades of mystery, people now claim the exact spot where the Roswell UFO went down has finally been found. A small, egg-shaped object, about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, was reportedly discovered about 27 miles from where the original metallic debris was picked up back in 1947. Witnesses say the craft looked smooth, almost polished, with no visible openings or marks. Some even claim strange remains were found nearby, though no one really knows what they were. Researchers and UFO enthusiasts have rushed to the area, calling it the biggest clue yet to the world's most famous UFO mystery.
When you start talking about some kind of a craft in bodies, well, then you've elevated the level of importance.
Desert lights. A family visiting a quiet desert spot ended up capturing something straight out of a science fiction movie. While recording the scenery, they noticed 3 glowing orbs floating in a perfect triangle above the sand. The lights hovered silently for a few seconds before doing something really strange. They started fading one by one, blending into the sky until it looked like they'd never been there. People online are calling it one of the clearest UFO cloaking moments ever caught on camera. Some think it's tech we don't understand yet, while others believe it's something not from our world at all. Navy's midnight visitors.
For the first time, radar images recorded inside a Navy ship have confirmed the presence of several unknown objects that swarmed around the ship for hours.
Back in 2019, something strange happened off the coast of San Diego. The crew aboard the USS Omaha noticed multiple glowing objects moving fast and surrounding their ship. At first, they thought it was some kind of drone swarm, but then the radar showed something way different. These things had no wings, no exhaust, and were moving too smoothly to be man-made. For nearly 2 hours, the crew watched as one glowing sphere followed alongside the ship before suddenly dropping into the ocean and vanishing from all sensors. Even the Pentagon later confirmed the footage was real, but offered no explanation.
During encounters with the U.S. Navy, there's no question that the Pentagon has censored data to go along with the photos and videos, but none of that information has been leaked or otherwise released, that is, until today.
Cairo night lights. Back in 2015, a man in Egypt was casually recording the city skyline at night when he noticed something unbelievable. 3 glowing saucers moving slowly across the dark sky. They weren't planes, and they definitely weren't stars. The objects seemed to glide in perfect formation, completely silent and smooth. People nearby also spotted them and started filming too. Within a few seconds, the lights flickered and disappeared together, leaving everyone speechless. Whatever that was, it didn't look like anything from our world. Saucer sighting. Early one morning in South Africa, a man noticed strange lights glowing outside his apartment window. When he zoomed in, the blur slowly revealed a massive saucer-shaped object hovering quietly just above the ground. The air around it looked distorted, like it was giving off some kind of energy. The man kept recording, completely stunned, until the lights started to fade and the shape vanished into the mist. Even with the shaky footage, it's one of those clips that just feels a little too real. Highway UFO landing. A group of friends driving through New Mexico caught something unreal on camera. While cruising down the highway, they spotted a saucer-shaped object flying beside them, almost keeping the same speed. Curious, they followed it until it suddenly slowed down and started descending toward the ground. It disappeared right behind a tall building, like it was landing there. The guys couldn't believe what they'd just seen. It looked way too smooth and controlled to be anything ordinary. Spanish jet encounter. Recently declassified footage from Spain shows something that even the military couldn't fully explain. A bright saucer-shaped object was seen approaching a Spanish Air Force jet during a routine flight. The object glowed intensely, almost as if powered by some kind of unknown energy. The pilots tried following it, but the UFO moved too fast and began crossing into another country's air boundary, so they had to back off. Whatever that was, it clearly wasn't following any normal flight rules. Shocking drone footage. While a film crew was shooting in the snowy mountains of Norway, they sent their drone up for a scenic shot. But instead of a calm mountain view, the camera caught something unbelievable. A massive disc-shaped object hovering low, creating a burst of smoke on the ground. Maybe it was some mysterious alien activity happening in that remote area. But once the object noticed the drone, it quickly fled into the clouds. The crew stood there stunned, unsure of what they had just witnessed. UFO over Ethiopian hills. A tourist was exploring the quiet mountains of Ethiopia, just filming the beautiful scenery, when something caught his eye. At first, he thought it was a bird gliding across the sky, but after zooming in, it turned out to be a saucer-shaped object moving smoothly above the peaks. Within seconds, it vanished behind the mountains as if it was never there. Some say it could have been a secret alien base hidden in those hills, and honestly, it does seem possible. Beach alien. This strange photo was taken from the rooftop of a hotel overlooking a quiet beach. At first, it looked like the police had surrounded something invisible, but after the image was enhanced, people noticed a strange figure lying near the shore, something that didn't look human at all. Locals say a UFO had reportedly fallen into the water earlier that night. Maybe this creature washed up afterward. Some even think the recent foreign drones seen nearby aren't drones at all. Leaked UFO wreckage. These leaked videos started spreading online, showing what looks like a crashed spacecraft in a remote area. Witnesses nearby said they saw strange figures moving inside the wreck, small, fast, and seemingly not well. One of them reportedly didn't move at all. People stood at a distance, watching this unfold for nearly 2 hours before authorities arrived and sealed the area. Officials still deny anything unusual happened, but these videos tell a completely different story. Hidden mountain base. Somewhere high up in the snowy mountains, a tourist caught something really unusual on camera. While filming the view, he noticed a massive UFO hovering silently above the peaks. Moments later, 2 smaller crafts seemed to detach from it and glide behind the mountains before disappearing. Then, the bigger one slowly followed them and vanished too. The clip spread online fast, with people saying, maybe there's something hidden behind those mountains, something we were never meant to see. Forest encounter. A man was driving through a quiet forest road when something unusual caught his eye. There was a camper van parked near some trees, which seemed normal, until he noticed a strange round object beside it. It looked metallic and had colorful lights glowing faintly around it. Nearby stood two tall figures, completely still, almost like they didn't belong there. The man quickly grabbed his phone to record, but before he could get closer, the lights dimmed, and everything around that spot just faded into the darkness. Inside Area 51. A man visiting near the Area 51 base in Nevada caught something unusual on his camera. At first, everything looked ordinary. Hangars, vehicles, and lights, until a sleek, metallic craft appeared in the air. It moved smoothly, almost too perfectly, circling above the base. Some say it's a secret U.S. project. Others believe it's not from here at all. Whatever it was, it definitely didn't look like any normal aircraft. The Volcano Visitor. A man in Mexico caught something wild on camera. A glowing red ball floating right into the mouth of Pico de Orizaba volcano. Moments after it vanished inside, thick clouds suddenly covered the whole area, almost like the sky wanted to hide it. Some people think it was just natural gases. Others believe something else entered that volcano and maybe never came back out. Hidden transport. In these clips, a massive spaceship-like object is being carried on a truck at night. The vehicle looks so small compared to it that people started calling it the alien transport. The convoy is escorted by black vans, and no one seems to know where it's going. Some say it's a secret project being moved from a base. Others think it's something not from this world at all. Mountain landing. A video from a remote mountain area shows a triangle-shaped object slowly lowering itself onto a peak. A bright glow comes from underneath it, almost like it's using some kind of energy to hover. Locals say the spot where it landed glowed faintly for hours after. No official reports were made, but people nearby claim they saw strange lights in that same area again the next night. Hot Spring UFO. Guests relaxing at a hot spring hotel on Mount Kenzan got the surprise of their lives when a massive glowing object appeared in the night sky. It floated silently above the mountain, flashing soft blue lights that reflected on the water below. Some tourists rushed to grab their phones, while others just stood in awe. Locals later said this wasn't new. Tokushima has had its fair share of UFO sightings, but this one, it was bigger and brighter than anything they'd seen before. Mountain disk. This short video, though filmed on a low-quality camera, has everyone talking. A man hiking through the mountains noticed something strange hovering over a flat patch of land nearby. A shiny, disc-shaped object floating completely still. It stayed there for a few seconds before suddenly darting off so fast that the camera could barely follow it. The movement looked way too sharp for any normal aircraft. Some say it was just a drone, but others believe it was something much more advanced. Stone saucer. In Russia's Kuzbas region, miners were busy digging through layers of earth when their excavator hit something strange, a huge, perfectly round stone. At first, they thought it was just another rock, but when they cleared off the dirt, it looked exactly like a fossilized flying saucer. The smooth surface and disc-like shape left everyone speechless. Some experts said it might be a rare geological formation, but others couldn't shake the thought. What if it's something ancient that once came from the skies? UFO over pyramids. A video from Egypt shows a huge crowd gathered near the pyramids, but not for the usual reason. Instead of taking pictures of the ancient structures, everyone's eyes were fixed on the sky. Above the pyramids, a glowing upside-down triangle was slowly floating, perfectly still at first, then moving slightly before fading away. People nearby were stunned. Some even said they felt a light vibration in the air. Whatever that was, it definitely turned the world's oldest mystery spot into a brand new one. Canadian UFO encounter. People in Canada were going about their day when something strange appeared in the sky. A tall, dark, monolith-shaped object just hovering silently. It didn't look like a plane or balloon, and everyone was confused watching it stand still in the bright blue sky. Soon after, fighter jets showed up, circling around it, and that's when things got serious. Moments later, the object was no longer there. Some say it was just a test or a stray object, but others believe it was something much bigger, maybe not from this world. Purple star. So this guy was just out for a night walk when he spotted something odd in the sky. A star that was shining way brighter than the rest. At first, he thought his eyes were playing tricks, but when he zoomed in with his camera, it looked completely different. The light had this strange purplish glow, almost pulsing like it was alive. It wasn't moving like a plane or drone either. The more he watched, the clearer it became. That thing definitely didn't look like any normal star. Hidden blue. In 2023, a traveler in Alaska caught something strange on camera while filming the snowy mountains. At first, it looked like nothing but sky and clouds, until a faint bluish object started moving across the frame. It blended almost perfectly with the background, like it was trying not to be seen. The object then drifted smoothly and disappeared behind the mountains. Some people think it was a drone, but the way it moved didn't seem man-made at all. Mountain encounter. A family hiking through a restricted area of a mountain range had an experience they'll probably never forget. While exploring, they noticed a massive shadow spreading across the peaks. When they looked up, they saw what looked like a giant disc-shaped object silently floating above the mountaintop. It was so large it covered almost the entire ridge beneath it. The family stood frozen, watching as the strange craft hovered for a while before slowly moving into the clouds and disappearing completely.